It's the 8 for 52 podcast.
G'day, this is Bonanza.
G'day, Buschy here.
Episode 25, Buschy, of the 8 for 52, 25, my friend.
Yeah, into the, I'm going to quickly calculate, fifth over.
Yeah, very good, very good. Coming up towards the end of the power play. Oh, as always, DMS on Insta. We did have some DMs this week. People trying to get on for interviews.
Yeah, I am sure I had WhatsApps as well.
I bumped them for this week anyway.
Yeah,
because we've got something better, bigger.
Well, it's not hard.
But we'll go into very shortly.
We could interview the local cockroach over here, and it could be better.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway,
fighting words.
We'll get them on. What else we got, Buschy? Where are we starting from?
We're going to start with Sky Plaza Road because of all the international action. We got the Friendship Cup that was played, the Tri-Nations. You came down for the final. We're going to have a chat about that.
Loved it.
ACC Premier coming up next month. We'll give you a preview of that one as well.
Yeah, we'll take you through the dates and draws on that, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be exciting. Big April coming up as well. Right after Sky Plaza Road, we have a huge My Story. Captain of Nepal, Rohit Paudel.
That's going to be huge. I think we're going to have a few comments on the Twitter and the Instagrams after this week.
Quite possibly.
A very, very popular man.
He was very good to give up his time after that match in the final of the Tri-Nations, where they were beaten by Papua New Guinea, of course. We'll cover that in some detail, but hang around straight after Sky Plaza Road. Big interview with the Nepal captain. Of course, as always, all last week's results in outs and ins. Saturday relegation has been decided.
Yeah, I think that might have been where the IG messages were coming from.
Could have had something to do with that anyway. Anyway, that's for another time. Oh, but what an exciting weekend it was with the teams relegated decided. We'll take you through that. The Grand Finalists, of course, have been decided as well at the top of the table. It's fantastic. And the Saturday and Sunday Cup draws are out as well. Now, we're not going to go through that in detail today.
That's fantastic because I have no idea what Saturday and Sunday Cup is.
It's a very weird concept. Anyway, it's more cricket, and that's what we want here in Hong Kong. Then we'll have the ins and outs, of course. Premier League T20 Internationals over. Premier League T20 men's and women's is back, Buschy.
Yes, it is. And so is the Festival of Cricket at KCC. The Fan Zone will be back as well this Sunday.
Looking forward to that enormously. Not only have we got Premier League back, we've got Saturday Div 1 and Saturday Div 2 Grand Finals.
That's exciting.
One down at KCC on the Saturday, one out at GDB on the Saturday. I believe you're going to be down here broadcasting live on Saturday, Buschy.
Guess which one of those two grounds, KCC or GDB, I'll be broadcasting from.
You'll be at KCC, and I won't be going out to GDB.
Not happening.
I might be down here with you, Buschy, on Saturday. Let's go. But KCC, full telecast on the KCC YouTube channel. It's going to be awesome. We'll take you through it all. This is the 8 for 52 podcast with Botters and
Buschy. Giddy up.
All right, there she is, the big bird. That is Sky Plaza Road time, and we've had teams coming in, teams coming out. What a massive week of cricket, Buschy.
Yeah, fantastic. 2 World Cup finals-bound teams dropping in for a Tri-Nations. But before that, we had a Friendship Series Cup with Nepal and Hong Kong T20.
Yeah, you broadcast that one. Cricket Hong Kong, Fan Code, whoever else around the world.
TapMad.
Yeah, very good.
Africa XP.
Awesome. You've gone global on the broadcast, not just the podcast.
Yep.
What happened out there, the Friendship Cup? It was a good win, wasn't it?
It was a good win for Hong Kong China. A big win in the end against that higher-ranked team in Nepal. Put on a big score to start with and then shut Nepal down.
Well, Bubba put on a big score.
Well, yeah, there's a few scores around. I mean, they scored 212, so it wasn't just on the back of butter.
Martin got a few.
Everyone got a few.
Yeah, and then rolled Nepal. It was a fantastic start, lead into the Tri-Nations. Boys were on the up. Then we went into the Tri-Nations.
Yeah, and we started off with a bang. We were going well. Got 65 for 2 in 8 overs against Nepal.
Pitter-patter of rain.
It wasn't just a pitter-patter. We were naming the little puddle down there at mid-wicket as Lake Ting Kwong.
What happened underneath your commentary box? Did they have the matting out for you that day?
Nope.
Mud bath?
Yep.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking. Anyway, washed out.
Ruined my new hockers.
Oh, no, that's no good.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Good.
So that was washed out. That's sort of where it all fell apart for Hong Kong. They were looking good. They had the day off. Then we moved into Super Tuesday. It was called Super Tuesday because whoever won a game was going to the final. Back-to-back games for PNG. And in the morning, Papua New Guinea got a touch-up from Nepal.
Yeah, and in the afternoon, Papua New Guinea gave us a touch-up.
Oh, it was a big touch-up too.
It was horrible, wasn't it? They went past us. They won by 10 wickets.
Yeah.
Tony Urad.
We got Tony Urad, exactly. So, yeah, that was a disaster. We just kept getting out and then couldn't get a wicket. It just completely fell apart for Hong Kong China after that huge win on the Saturday. So the final?
Yep, final in the afternoon. But first off, there was the Hong Kong, we made it through to the third place playoff to play the A team.
Played ourselves.
I enjoyed that.
Well, it wasn't Zishan Ali versus Zishan Ali as it was originally listed.
Yeah, that's right. Atkinson took over the A captaincy. But I tell you what, the A boys, they can feel a bit proud. If they had held their catches, they would have been a lot closer.
Yeah.
Ended up a bit of a flogging. Yeah.
How was that knock?
With the bat.
Yeah, fantastic.
No, it was. He was tremendous. And Danny Mapp on debut took a wicket. Martin Katsea then has Bubba Hyatt drop the very next ball. Could have been on a hat-trick.
Yeah. That was not good. Suboptimal.
I think it was Jason Law who dropped it, actually.
Yeah, I was going to talk about his batting, not his catching.
His batting was excellent. His catching needs a bit of work. But I tell you what, that was a win for the Hong Kong men's main team. The A team were beaten, but far from disgraced. It was great for the game. The crowd out there was just awesome in the afternoon for the final.
Yeah. The
Nepal community in Hong Kong just came out in droves.
Yeah, like we've mentioned earlier, we were on like 5 different broadcasts. So Cricket Hong Kong YouTube, ICC.TV, Fancode in India, TapMad through Bangladesh and Nepal, all the way through Africa. So I don't know any of those last 4, those other ones that are Cricket Hong Kong YouTube, how many people were watching. But while we were commentating, you and me, Botters, we had 112,000 people watching live at one point of that game.
I'll tell you what, those out there who knew that NRL took their opening of their season to Las Vegas, the US viewer numbers that they had for those games was 61,000. For what we had for Nepal PNG, double that.
Yep, 112.
And then total views now is up over 1.1 million.
Yeah, that's just on Hong Kong, Cricket Hong Kong YouTube.
Yeah.
So there's ICC TV people, there's Fancode. It would have been absolutely mental on Fancode in India.
That shows you the amount of support there is out there for associate cricket. Look, that was absolutely wonderful. Didn't get the result the boys wanted, but great preparation for what's coming next, which is the Premier Cup.
We'll just quickly mention about the final, PNG versus Nepal. PNG got sent into bat. Thought they were going to be all out for about 80.
Yeah.
But again, guess what?
Tony Ura.
What a legend. He went past 1,500 runs for PNG, the first player to ever do it in this competition. And then gave Nepal a touch-up, got him through to 171 for 8. And then they did to Nepal what PNG did to Hong Kong China.
No, it was unbelievable. Nepal just collapsed around them. Tony Ura's 60-odd set it up, the 171. Nepal looked a chance for about an over and a half, and then it was done. They just went through them.
How quick are those PNG bowlers?
Oh, mate.
Those left armers.
I'll tell you what, they're real quick.
Yeah, they're full-on World Cup play in the top sides quick.
Yeah. It's not going to surprise me if both those teams pick up a game when they're over there.
Yeah.
Really isn't. And they, if everything goes their way on the day, they can knock off one of the bigger teams, no doubt about it. And we will be supporting both of them, I can tell you that.
Absolutely. And how good was the PNG songs at not just one song, there was a big one that they did over the Champions. Then they were singing in the dugout as well, a new song.
You can actually hear them, if you listen closely, you can hear them in the back of our interview with Rohit.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just amazing. The atmosphere that they brought was just tremendous. And on top of the atmosphere that the Nepal supporters brought, it was just a great afternoon and a great final, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And they've got that new coach, a former Zimbabwean cricketer, Taibu.
Yeah, that's
as
right.
their coach.
Yeah, no, all happening.
PNG's having a good one.
We're going to be off to Oman. So it's good preparation from us going over to the Premier Cup where the top 3 teams qualify for the Asia Cup in 2025. Our games will kick off. We get underway on April 12th, where we play Qatar. And we'll take you through details of timings and everything as we get closer to the date. But kicks off April 12 with Qatar. April 14, we have Saudi Arabia. April 15, we have Nepal. April 17, we have Malaysia. Then there's semi-finals and a final and a third and a fourth playoff. Top 3 go through to the Asia Cup. I'm really looking forward to that.
And you'll be hearing very shortly in my story from the captain of Nepal, Rohit Paudel. Don't think it's going to be the same Nepal side that just got beaten by Hong Kong China in that Friendship Cup.
No, they rested 5 of their most senior players for the touring squad out to Hong Kong, so it will be a slightly different squad and a stronger squad. So they're going to be very difficult. But looking at that draw, that's a draw that we can get through. If we can get through to the semi-final, that means we've got 2 shots at making it through to the Asia Cup. Really looking forward to that one. Another big Sky Plaza Road this week. We'll be back with more Sky Plaza Road next.
It's time for My Story, where the elites of cricket in Hong Kong tell us their story.
All right, this episode of the 8 for 52 podcast, My Story, we have a very, very special guest in Hong Kong. It's none other than Rohit Paudel, the captain of Nepal. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Not at all. As My Story, as it says, we'd like to hear your story. We know who you are today, but it's all about cricket. We've got a lot of young listeners to the podcast. So where did the love of cricket start for Rohit?
Basically, when I saw the 2014 T20 World Cup, where Nepal played in Bangladesh, so I think from there only the love for the cricket started. And after that, I started playing cricket in the academy. I came to Kathmandu in 2015.
How old were you then?
13 years old. So, and then I started training in academy, and from there only the journey started.
So you started in the academy when you were 12 years old.
Yeah.
You debuted for Nepal at what age?
15.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it was a 3-year turnaround. So who were, at that sort of stage, who were the big influences in your career that got you there in that such a short period of time?
Basically, I used to watch Paras Katka, who was the captain of Nepal, and I started and then started journey from the 2014 World Cup, where I saw them playing for Nepal, and it was very inspiring. And I also wanted to play and represent Nepal and contribute towards my nation. So yeah, from there only everything started.
Just an amazing rise for such a young man. What was it like being such a young man, a boy really at that stage, coming into a national team?
Yeah, I think basically in my home. The culture was there for cricket. Basically, my brother, my dad are a very huge fan of cricket, and from there only it started. And my brother used to take me out for cricket to play matches with him. So basically, in the house there was the environment for cricket, and my family supported me a lot.
So did your dad and brother throw a lot of balls at you when you were a young guy?
Yeah, sure.
So you said you debuted at 15 for Nepal. Did that mean that you skipped the under-19s program as well, or did you play for under-19s at the same time?
I played under-19 first. In 2016, I played first under-19 in Sri Lanka, under-19 Asia Cup. And from then, I think it was 15 or 16. I don't remember the actual debut age.
You were under 16, I checked that.
Yeah.
There you go.
In 2000... I think it was on 18 I debuted for Nepal, and yeah.
And you've got the captaincy now. What was that like? The pride you must have felt.
So what age did you become a captain? Is it recent? Like how recent?
I'm not good with numbers. I think 1.5 years ago I became the captain.
So you were 19 at the time?
Yeah,
20,
19, yeah. And then I think it's a pride. I feel very proud to be captain of Nepal. Basically, my dream was to play and represent Nepal. And when you get an opportunity to captain a side, so captain a nation, I think that's a great opportunity, and I respect this opportunity, and I'm very grateful for this.
Rohit, in Hong Kong, we do a lot of commentary, both domestic and the internationals in Hong Kong. Whenever you're playing at home, we are glued to the screens. The crowds that you get and the atmosphere that is generated there is just infectious. What's that like being out there in front of your home fans?
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever we play in Kathmandu, basically, you'll find 15,000, 20,000 people there to support us. I think as a team and myself, I feel very grateful towards them, because in every situation, whether it's raining, it's sunny, you'll find them there with umbrella or anything. They'll come to support us. So I think that's the biggest motivation for us to play, and to play for them, I think. So this World Cup will play for them.
So you're talking about 15,000, 20,000 fans coming down to watch your games. You're a young captain, just 21 years of age. Do you feel the pressure from the fans in Kathmandu?
I don't feel pressure. I think it's big. I think it's a big motivation for us, especially whenever things don't go our way. They come and support in that manner that the opposite side feels that pressure. So I think it's rather than pressure, it's a motivation for all of us.
Rohit, since you've come into the national setup, I don't know, you're part of a team, but Nepal cricket has just gone from strength to strength to strength. And I know you didn't get the result you wanted here today in Hong Kong, but you've got bigger games out there on the horizon. This is good preparation. How do you feel going into the World Cup in the USA and West Indies?
Yeah, absolutely. Last 1.5 years, I think the way our boys have played and shown character, I think that's I'm really I'm very proud of them, especially the way they have shown character in crunch situations, especially for last 1 year. If you see, we played 12 ODI games, and from there we won 11, and after that we played ACC Premier Cup and we won that final. And after the ICC World Cup qualifiers, we were run up and we qualified for the T20 World Cup. So I think for last year, it has been a terrific year for us. So this tournament, we didn't play to our expectations, especially. And after that, I think for the coming T20 World Cup and ACC Premier Cup, I think we as a team are very excited, and we want to show our skills in front of all the world. And yeah, we all are very excited to that tournament.
We've touched on the fact that you're such a young captain of such an amazing side of Nepal, but you're not the only one. That's a very young side, especially the one you brought to Hong Kong. Not many older players, which we occasionally see in associate nations. It's a young side. How is it like being a young side heading to the West Indies and USA?
Yeah, absolutely. Basically, when we came here in Hong Kong, our thought process was to rest few of our senior players and give opportunity to young players. So we rested 4-5 of our main players, and so that we can see young players from under 19, especially the way Akash is bowling. I think I'm very impressed with his bowling.
Oh.
And I think from like this only tournament is there where we can test them and see where they stand in this level. So that was our thought process. And as I said, that it didn't went as we expected, but still lot more positives to take from this tournament.
Yeah, there's things you can improve on as you get better. When, as I said, there's bigger games coming up, be the Premier Cup and then the World Cup on the world stage. And I just think it's fantastic that Nepal are there and the support you've got from home. The viewer numbers that we had today were just absolutely blowing us away. And we were just looking at the YouTube numbers. We were broadcast on all channels, but the numbers were huge and they were all your fans. It was wonderful.
Absolutely. Whenever we come outside of a country, we find so much crowd that they come in any country, they come and support us. So that's a big motivation for all of us. If you go UAE, if you come Hong Kong, everywhere the support is always there. So we all are very grateful to.
Yeah, and you play such a positive brand of cricket, and that's why they're all coming out and supporting you.
Now, as we've talked about the World Cup coming up in June, what's the schedule for you in Nepal and the cricket between now, the end of the Hong Kong series, and when you get to the US and West Indies?
Yeah, after this series, I think we are playing against Ireland A in our home, and after that we'll go India and we'll play with some state teams over there, and after that we'll go to Oman for ACC Premier Cup. And then after we'll have.
You'll meet Hong Kong there, won't you?
Yeah. We'll play Hong Kong and all the other teams over there. And after that we'll have 1 month camp or preparation camp before World Cup, and we'll go US and we'll have a preparation camp over there.
Rohit, it sounds like a fantastic schedule in front of you. Thank you for giving up your time. We wish you all the very best in all those tournaments, especially the Premier Cup and then leading into the World Cup. And I've got every confidence you can come away with a few victories over there in the USA and West Indies.
We'll be supporting here from Hong Kong for you.
Sure, thank you so much.
You'll be our adopted country, there is no doubt for that. So
Sure.
all the very best, and thanks for giving up your time after this Tri-Nation series here in Hong Kong.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here in your show. Thank you.
It's time for Outs and Ends, a full wrap of senior cricket games in Hong Kong from last weekend. Here's Botters.
All right, outs and ends, and what a big weekend of cricket it was. Well, it was a big Saturday, actually. We'll kick it off with Sunday.
Oh, big Sunday.
Yeah, big Sunday.
If you were out in a canoe.
Washed out, absolute mess. Knights versus Infidels, washed out. Got underway, actually, but then rain wrecked it. Turned it into a total non-event.
That one there, I had to come down here and set up the broadcast, so I spent an hour getting everything sorted for it. Ran over to do the internationals. And how many overs did they end up playing?
Yeah, not many.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was done. Up the hill was exactly the same. The big in-house derby, Optimus Wanderers. We thought the fix might be on. No one got a chance even to fix it, even if they tried.
When we get to the table, the fix is in anyway.
Yeah, anyway, so it was washed out as well. We both tipped the Infidels, both tipped the Wanderers. Irrelevant. Let's go to the leaderboard. Jason Loy still top, 451 at just over 64. Van Ziel, 357 at 71. Ben Zanol, 345, averaging 49.29, very close to 50. On the bowling side, Arthur Choi, he's still top, 19. Adi Kanthan running him down with games in hand. He's on 18. And Hazafar Muhammad from the Wanderers, he's on 14. What's the table, Buschy? This comp is still going.
This comp is still going, but that washout has created one special thing. We were talking last week about the options that 3 different teams could finish first and host the final. That's now done because the 1 point that the Wanderers picked up for a washout has made them, you can't beat them.
Yep, that leaves them top guaranteed home grand final.
And 1 more point to the Optimist makes them 11 with 2 games remaining in third. Now, this is where we're getting interesting. The Infidels with 3 games remaining, so 6 points if we get games. So it could go to 15 points. The Optimists, if they win both of theirs, will get to 15 points as well. So the end game between those two coming up later on, very interesting. Then down the bottom, we got 2 teams on 5. The Little Sowon Knights and the Lions, and on 4 points, the CHK Dragons.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to that last game by the look of it. If there's no rain in between, that'll throw spanner in the works here or there, but it's going to be Infidels Optimists playing off really for a spot in the grand final against the Wanderers in Sunday Div 2. Of course, there was no Sunday Div 1. Saturday Div 1, Nomads versus Sky Warriors up at the Hong Kong Cricket Club. Defending champions, the Nomads, go into this one needing to make the grand final and push the Gap Ramblers to third. George Loop top scored with 51 or 43. Toby Brown supported him with a great 42. A few of the others got starts, and after 35 overs, the Nomads had to defend 171 to keep their back-to-back title hopes alive.
Plenty of starts for the Sky Warriors, but no one could kick on. Naneet Shah top score with just 27 and Pranav Shah 22. Extras next best on 17, and the Sky Warriors all out for 130 with Dan Crowther, the best of the bowlers with a fourfer, and back-to-back is alive for the Nomads.
Yeah, so Nomads will go up against Tartars, and we'll have that. We'll go into depth on that in ins and outs. We both tipped the Nomads there, Buschy.
Yay.
Now we move into the relegation games. Yodders versus Jingsung. Yodders was safe. Jingsung not going into this one, depending on other results. If they just had to win this, they had to win. The best way for Jingsung to stay in Division 1 was to win, and after winning the toss, they decided to take the bat, take the initiative, and put on a score. They were 1 for 40. Then 2 for 124 in the 23rd when Ben Zanol was removed for 45. Captain courageous Elliot Andrews with so much resting on his shoulders with the inconspicuous absence of Tom Ingram in such a big game. Elliot Andrews was magnificent. Not out, 93 off 86, and after 35 overs, he led his team to 7 for 220. A great total, but out in the death yard that is PKVR, a total that could be run down.
Well, Jinsung fired with the bat and then fired with the ball in the field. Not a single Yotta managed to reach 20, with Anchor top scoring on 19, and an emphatic victory with everything on the line. Jinsung roll the Yottas for only 90 and ensure their place in Div 1 for season 24-25. Now, Bottas, you made some mention in there that one Tom Ingram was missing.
Yeah, he was. Biggest game Jinsung have played in, I don't know, probably forever. And Ingram wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he was at a kid's birthday party. Or
He had the big red shoes on, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he's out there blowing up balloons or something, or took priority. Maybe had the sniffles, woke up a little bit sniffly nose.
Maybe he didn't want to play in case Jinsung lost and they got relegated, and he didn't want to be associated with the side.
All of that's on the table.
Wow.
I don't know the facts behind it. But anyway, he didn't play. But in his absence, Elliot stood up. Captain courageous.
Maybe we should get Elliot and Tom on. We can find out.
Yeah, maybe we should have him on next week. What do you think?
Well, maybe.
We'll see if the diaries
Only if
work.
Tom brings his big clown shoes.
Yeah, we'll see if the diaries work. Anyway, just on the tips on that one, Buschy.
Yeah.
You tipped the Otters.
Yeah.
And so did I.
Yeah.
In fact, I made him specials.
Well, we got proven wrong.
We did indeed. Anyway, Crusaders versus Punjab. Now, this is the other relegation game. It was down at KCC, and it was a very simple equation for the Crusaders and Punjab. Win, you stay in Div 1. Lose, you're going down for season 2024 and 25. Crusaders, they were sent into bat, and the wily campaigner Roy Lamsang, he dug in for his beloved Crusaders, top scoring on 42 off 64. And when he was dismissed, the score was on 3 for 93 in the 25th. slow going in difficult conditions, but Crusaders were looking to get something they could have a chance to defend. Shurika and Nigel Schroff, they chipped in with 22 and 15 respectively. 23 extras helped them along, and the Crusaders scrapped their way to 8 for 145 off 35 overs.
Addy Canton removed Punjab's Romy Singh in the first over, and it was 2 for 12 not long after, 3 for 13, 4 for 14. It's like a progression there.
It is.
Then 5 for 34, and Canton and Dashvora had made a mess of the Punjab top order. Punjab tried hard for their survival, but the early wickets took their toll and they ran out of steam. All out in the 34th for 122, losing by 23, and therefore consigned to Div 2 for 2024-25. A close one for the Crusaders, but they did enough to get across the line.
Yeah, they did, and they stay up. Buschy, you didn't have them staying up. You tipped Punjab.
No, I do believe, if I remember correctly, if I had picked Crusaders and they'd lost, I would have lost my life and been blamed for it. So the Punjab...
You make excuses all season. You're not a very good tipper. You tip Punjab. I tip Crusaders. Congratulations to them. They stay up. Batting leaderboard.
You tipped the Otters in the last
Batting
game.
leaderboard, Samad Khan.
No, we're not going to mention that.
537 at 41. Anchor from the Otters, 472 at an average of over 50, 52. Matt Rossley, 374 at 46. He's had a very good year as well. Bowling leaderboard, Niaz Ali, he's still top on 22. Dashvora has jumped up to 20. And Bishwaz from Charlie Bears on 19. Buschy, take us through the final table for this season for the last time.
Yep, as mentioned, the final is going to be top of the table, Tartars from Kowloon Cricket Club. They finished on 17 points, 2 points behind them. The Nomads missing out. Everyone that I'm about to list. The Gap Ramblers missed out by 1 point, 2 points back from 15 points that the Nomads had was Lama. They were looking good, Lama, at times.
They had a good season, Lama. They had a good season.
Just didn't quite get there. 11 points for United Services Recreation Club Lions. 3 on 10 points. Charlie Bears, Jing Sung. And they made it up safely in the end, finishing in 7th on 10 points. And the Crusaders also on 10. On 9 points, just breathing a...
They looked safe a month ago. They were totally safe. And
yeah, but these last two, they must have been sweating on it. The Little Saiwan Sky Warriors breathing a sigh of relief. Yeah. And also the Yodders on 9 points. And then the two being relegated, we mentioned last week, the Pack Rising Stars done. And now they're joined by the Punjab Lions.
Yeah, it's hilarious. You look at how tight it was, and we've spoken about it for a while now. 6th through to 10th, all had 4 victories. And depending on abandons, and there was a tie actually earlier in the season as well. Well, there's a couple of ties. The one I remember is the Crusaders and Jinsung. Yeah, all finished on 4, so it was very, very tight competition. Punjab and Rising Stars probably deserve to be relegated.
I have made representations to perhaps a member of the PACC Rising Stars to rename the team PACC Falling Stars. We'll see how that goes down.
Yeah, I don't think that'll be happening. Anyway, on to Saturday, Div 2. Oh, and the big game out at GDB at 8 a.m. Centaurs versus Laguna Gully. The match where the biggest thing on the line was actually our tips, and it was abandoned.
Imagine going all the way to GDB and getting abandoned.
Well, you suggested last week that you think the team mightn't bother to show up, and maybe that did come to fruition. They just said, we're mid-table, we've got nothing to play for, let's not go. Anyway, it was abandoned. Saracens, Shiraz. Saracens went out to Campton to play the Shiraz, and wait for this, just wait. They won.
What?
The Saracens won.
Oh, my God, the Saracens have had a win.
They had a win. They were 5 for 71 and in trouble, but Hasnan Kiani, 61 off 38, and skipper Malhar Vora, 54 off 33, saw them get to 9 for 250.
Hang on. So they lost 4 wickets for about 180 odd?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Off the back of Kiani and Vora. They were awesome. 9 for 250. Plenty of 20s with the bat for the Shiraz, but they ended up losing by 68. All out for 182. And the Saracens, they go out on their season on a high. And we both tipped the Shiraz.
Well,
of course we did.
Yeah, you can't tip the Saracens, even if they do win. But well done, Saracens.
Yeah,
what a fine way to finish.
No, good way to finish the year for them. Congratulations. And the big one, the one that did count, HKU versus the USRC Tigers, the Div 2 match that really mattered with a grand final spot and therefore promotion on the line. This was the afternoon game, match of the day out at GDB. HKU elected to bat first, and Jay Awera knocked up a half century with 52. Many others got starts, but they just couldn't go on Tigers gave away 34 extras, which was actually the second top score, and HKU were bowled out for 206. Now, not a big score at all at GDB, but one that possibly could be defended with so much on the line.
Under massive pressure, the Tigers came out to bat knowing that rewards that the 207 will deliver. As they say, life is a tiger. You have to grab by the tail, and if you don't know the nature of the beast, it'll eat you up. Anyway, Vishal Mehta was not going to be eaten up. He came in at 3 and smashed 108 off 76, including 13 fours and 5 sixes. Kamran chipped in with a 29, and the Tigers were home in the 31st over, earning the grand final spot and securing the prize ticket to Div 1 in 24-25.
Yeah, we actually found them in the draw about 6 weeks ago that they looked, that they were sitting down in 4th or 5th and the draw looked favourable. We thought they'd get there, and they have, and they've done it. Albeit you tipped against them again. You went with HKU, but I went with the Tigers. So congratulations to them. Big grand final coming up this weekend. 2 teams promoted. Batting leaderboard. Chris Ryan, Kaitak, he's too good for Div 2. 621 at an average of 207. Tanmay Bajur, 441 at 63. Hamza Jawad held in there at 3rd spot, 420 at an average of 52.5. Bowling leaderboard, Nekat Singh, Shiraz, 24. Ashad Asbak, he's from the Lancers, 23. Led for most of the year until Singh went past him. And Rupesh Patard, 21. Final table for the year, Buschy in Saturday, Division 2.
Yeah, what a tight table it was in the end. The Lancers on top with 18 points, only 1 point back to the second place and playing in the final, USRC Tigers on 17. You say Chris Ryan's too good to be playing in Div 2, but Kaitak, so close but so far, finishing in 3rd on 15 points. Also on 15 points, the HKCC Witherers, HKUCC on 12 points. It was the Little Saiwan leaders, 10 points on both for Suryas and Little Saiwan Thunder, 8 points for Laguna Gully, 6 for the Centaurs, 4 for the Saracens. Doubled their points score in the final round.
Massive
well done.
Improvement.
Yeah, and at the bottom, Craig and Gower, Hung C.
Yeah, well, that's the end of the Saturday leagues for this year. As I said, we've got the Cup competition coming up soon, but congratulations to the grand finalists. Commiserations to the relegated sides in Saturday Div 1. That's it for this week's Outs and Ins.
It's time for Ins and Outs, with all the weekend senior games covered. Here's Butters.
All right, Ins and Outs, Premier League back. Big grand finals on the Saturday, Division 1 and 2. We'll kick it off with Prem, though. Let's go up the hill, where it's a 1:30 start, an early start for Hong Kong Cricket Club versus Pakistan Association, Buschy.
Well, let's start this off with the big news that all the Hong Kong China players are available.
Brilliant.
If they want to play, they can.
Brilliant.
But I did talk to the captain of Hong Kong China, Nazakat Khan, during the final game they played, and because it's Ramadan, right? So a lot of them are looking to try to rest themselves. He didn't say he was not going to play on the weekend.
Yeah,
He's saying that they've come off this back-to-back tours. There might be players, we won't know until the teams are out, that are going to rest.
Yeah.
Because it is Ramadan. So this is a tough one to call, because you had Pac as winning the comp, right?
I tipped them to win the comp.
And I've got HKCC.
I tipped them to win the comp, not knowing that national players are going to be out.
Yeah. So
who do you like?
They're at home. Don't know who's going to play for them, but I'm going to go with the home side, Hong Kong Cricket Club.
Okay. I've tipped them to win the comp without knowing the national thing. I'm going to go on the basis that both Zishan, Yasim, and also Ehsan Nawaz are going to play. If they do, I think Pakistan Association get away with the upset up there. I'm going to tip Pakistan Association.
Fair.
All right, let's go down the hill. Kowloon Cricket Club on Sunday, the Festival of Cricket with the fan zone.
Yep.
And everything that goes with that. Kowloon Cricket Club versus USRC.
Both of these games, I should say, will be live on Cricket Hong Kong YouTube. I'll be calling the KCC one versus USRC. Now, we did mention last week that USRC are the one team in the competition that it doesn't matter if there's national players or not. They don't have any. So they're full strength each week. Do we know if Bubba and Azaz are back in? No, we don't. But I still think KCC are strong enough to win this.
Yeah, I give USRC a real chance here on the back of Akbar Khan. If he performs...
Well, Akbar would be liking to take out the trip ahead player of the match again because he wasn't happy with the photo I used on Instagram. So he wants to win back-to-backs, and if he does, I'm going to give him a beautiful photo on my Instagram.
Look, I do give him a chance here on Sunday against Kowloon Cricket Club, but I can't tip them. I've got to go with KCC. I think they're just too strong. All over, I think they're too strong. I think they'll be winning. On the ladies' side of the draw, Hong Kong Cricket Club versus Craigengowrie. A big one, this one, Buschy.
This is huge. I was chatting with the coach of Craigengowrie Premier last night, Chris Pickett. He thinks he's got it. He thinks he's going to get this one. Remember, Hong Kong Cricket Club, 2 from 2.
Yeah.
Emma Lai leading the table, hasn't got out yet.
Yep.
Scores a 60 each week. But of course, Craigengowrie with the Hong Kong China captain Kerry Chan, who scored a 91 last time they were out. I think we both picked Craigengowrie to win this, so I'm going to stick with Craigengowrie here.
I'm with you on that one as well. It wouldn't surprise me. I think that's going to be a really tight game. I think it'll be a really good game, but I'm going to tip Craigengowrie.
Now, Botters,
Yeah.
maybe the reason that my tips are always wrong each week is because you write down the wrong name. Because I can see that you've written down Hong Kong Cricket Club there in your book. You didn't
Mate,
you?
You would make a great reinsurance broker, because one of the first things, which is my current job,
Yes.
is reinsurance broker. And one of the first things you try to learn as a broker is read upside down.
Yeah.
Read what the underwriter is writing down upside down, and you've done a very good job there.
No, but I didn't. I've never done this before, so I'm wondering how many of my tips were just written down wrong because I picked Craigengowrie here and you wrote down the other team.
That's the first time. That's the first time. First
Anyway,
time ever.
Carry on,
All
cheater.
right. Well, we've just done top of the table in the ladies. Let's do bottom of the table in the ladies. The prelude to the men's in the afternoon is the Kowloon Cricket Club ladies up against the Lantau Cricket Club.
Yeah, I'll be calling this one live as well. I've seen both teams play, both teams encompassing big losses. KCC lost to Little Saiwan and Lantau, big losers to Craigengowrie last game I called. On this one, I think Lantau are going to get Yazdazed.
Okay.
So I'm going with KCC.
I'm going to tip KCC only because I can't tip Lantau.
Yeah.
I don't know really who's going to win, but I just can't tip Lantau of what I've seen so far. They're in a building phase. It's great to see them in the competition. They'll be better next year. They'll be better the year after.
And KCC's the same.
Yeah, that's right.
KCC, we've seen the first time they came out. KCC Women's Premier lost 6 for none.
Yeah,
So-
and it's hard to win a game of cricket when you're losing 6 for none.
It's tough.
Yeah.
I've never called a game before that has happened.
Yeah.
So
You'll be calling that one as well.
I'll
yeah?
be calling it.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So somebody there will get 2 points and get off the bottom of the ladder.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, back on the men's side, Sunday Division 2, LSW Knights. This is a replay of the washout game from last weekend up against the KCC Infidels, but this has been bumped out to Mission Road up at Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground because the Premier League's on here.
Yep. To confirm, it's not a shuffled version of the game. It's not been rescheduled. Last week was a washout. The points have been. This is just the fact that the scheduling says because this
They're
one was
playing
washed
back-to-back.
out. I think this one was washed out with one of the typhoons, right?
Yeah, something happened.
Okay, so I'm going the Infidels.
Yeah, Infidels, I mean, they're likely to be without Atiq Iqbal and Mo Khan, who are probably playing in the Premier League team, so they'll be slightly under strength. But
Not possibly. Atiq and Mo are going to be definitely down here for the Premier League.
well, we haven't seen the squad. You
haven't
never
seen
know.
the
There could always be upsets. We have no idea.
I don't
It's
think
just
there's
still
gonna be.
in all likelihood.
I don't think there's going to be an upset.
In all likelihood,
Yeah.
they will be down here playing Premier League. So Infidels will be under strength.
Yes.
LSW Knights are a chance. Infidels are playing for everything. I'm tipping the Infidels.
Yeah. Well, the Infidels can't afford to lose.
No, they can't.
So whatever team they put together, minus Atiq and Mo, who will not be playing for the Infidels on Sunday, have to win.
But any rain during the week out there, we know how it holds water. Could be in trouble.
Lake Ting Kwong.
Yeah, exactly. Late Ting Kwong. Anyway, that's it for Sunday Div 2. Big grand finals. Let's do Div 1 grand final first. At Kowloon Cricket Club in the afternoon. Tartars versus Nomads, the defending champions, Buschy.
Yeah, this one will be broadcast live, not on Cricket Hong Kong, but KCC YouTube, so make sure you tune in. I'll be calling this game, and I am going to go with the home team on this one. They've been solid all year, apart from that one wobble that I'm going to ignore, and they're going to get home.
Who?
Tartars. Home team.
You think the Tartars are going to get home? Okay. Well, they're up against the defending champions Nomads. Seriously, the last 2 games that Tartars have played, they've battered like they should be relegated.
Shocking. That's what I'm saying. I mean, they won one that was horrid, but I'm really wiping out the one that was horrid, and they lost. But, yes, they're not going in optimal.
No.
I would say that the Tartars' form of late has been suboptimal.
It's been extremely suboptimal, and it's been actually pathetic with the bat. It really has. Off the back of those batting performances, I know they finished first. I cannot tip them. I'm tipping the Nomads to go back to back. I cannot tip the Tartars.
Nomads with a big hot run home to get that.
Tip 2. Now, I said earlier in the broadcast this was out of GDB. I think I said that, and I was wrong because it's out of Mission Road. This one, the Lancers versus the Tigers. First versus second.
I'm going to... I mean, the Lancers have been so strong all year. I'm going to go for the second side. I'm going to go for the Tigers.
Tigers?
Yep.
This is funny. It's funny because they're both promoted, so this is for a trophy, but they've both won the prize.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you're not sure whether either team's going to bring their A game, but I've been on the Tigers bandwagon for 6 weeks now. I'm not getting off it. I think they can beat the Lancers and take out the title, and both of them will be promoted. What a wonderful weekend of cricket we've got. Buschy?
Well, of those games, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 5 of them are going to be broadcast.
Yeah, how good's that?
Yeah, so you'll be able to watch them all around if you're sitting around. If you can't make it down to the fan zone at KCC, watch it online. They got games we broadcast live from Hong Kong Cricket Club on Sunday as well, plus the huge Tartars v Nomads game on Saturday.
Absolutely brilliant, and that is it for this week's Ins and Outs. And now it's time for Buschy's Birthday Bonanza. Everyone's favourite time of the week, Buschy's Birthday Bonanza. What have we got this week, Buschy?
Huge birthdays this week again, Botters. 2 birthdays today. We're recording on a Thursday. It's March 14. 2 birthdays starting off with from KCC, Devang Balsara.
My friend Devang.
Yep.
Devang Balsara, happy birthday, my friend.
Turns 30 today.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Big day for Dev.
And also celebrating a birthday today from Hong Kong Cricket Club and Cricket Hong Kong women's sides. It is the top of the table batter, the one that has not got out yet in the Premier League. Emma Lai celebrating a birthday today.
Happy birthday, Emma. Have a really, really good one.
I like Emma. She used to have to coach my son when he was 5.
Tough ask.
Yeah, exactly. There's a few in the Cricket Hong Kong system that's had to go through and to coach him. Emma is one of them and did a great job. Thanks, Emma, and happy birthday. Coming up on the 19th of March, celebrating a birthday. Oh, looks like it's going to be a big one, this one.
Yeah.
Going to be turning the big 5-0.
5-0?
Yeah.
Who is it?
It is the head coach of Cricket Hong Kong men's team, Simon Willis.
Simon is turning 50.
So it says in my database.
Fantastic. Mr. Willis, Coach Willis, happy birthday.
Now he'll be listening in. He loves the birthday bonanza.
Does he hang around this far for the birthday bonanza?
They hang around because they always give me a hard time about what's in the podcast.
I know he respects my view on cricket, not. Probably only tunes in for the birthdays.
We got one more birthday on the 21st of March, turning 29. It is Ehsan Nawaz.
Ehsan Nawaz. Oh, I'm hoping for a big one. I've tipped Pakistan Association this weekend. I hope he's playing and I hope he has a huge one. Have a big one for your birthday, Ehsan. Please, please, for Botters.
So they're the birthdays this week. It's Devang Balsara, Emma Lai, Simon Willis and Ehsan Nawaz. Happy birthday, Devang, Emma, Simon and Ehsan.
Hi, this is Atiq Iqbal ur Rahman, Captain of KCC Infidels, and you're listening to 852 Podcast with Borders and Buschy.
Botters, that's it. We've done the 25th. First ball of the 5th over done.
You could say halfway through a 50-over match.
Well, if we're doing it in overs, yeah.
Yeah, you could
right.
do.
Yeah, we're doing ball. We're doing by ball.
We've done it in balls.
Well, basically, we want to get to the end of the power play before the season's done.
Absolutely beautiful. 25 episodes in the can. It's been another good one, hasn't it? Sky Plaza Road, always good. Very good this week. End of the international season in Hong Kong, but not the end at all. We've got the Premier Cup coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. Heading off to Oman, there's a training camp. I think it's in the UAE beforehand as well for
Magnificent.
the team. Hong Kong China men's heading off.
What about Rohit Paudel?
Well, that's fantastic. How many captains have we had on the podcast now?
Lots.
We've had Rohit Paudel from Nepal. We had Kendall from Japan. And we had ex-captain from England, Michael Vaughan.
We've had Nazaka Khan,
Well, yeah, international captain. So
Zaz Khan,
yeah, well, you can't
Hyatt.
you can't start going through everyone that was it. Well, I mean,
Jamie Atkinson.
basically half the guests we've had. Did you know Jamie Atkinson was the youngest ever Hong Kong China captain?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, both in T20Is and ODIs. Jamie Atkinson, who was 23 at the time, and is listed currently forever as the youngest captain, because I was doing some research on Rohit being the youngest captain for Nepal. We should have got Virendeep Singh on the podcast when they're in town as well, because he was the youngest captain for Malaysia.
Well, getting back to your question, I think we've had about 15 captains on. We have the Japan captain on as well, Kendall.
Yeah.
So plenty of captains on.
Now-
Absolutely brilliant.
You know who I'm hoping is still listening through to the end of the podcast today?
Who?
Arthur Chu.
Why do you hope that?
Because Arthur Chu would be very disappointed that you screwed up his name again.
Oh, no, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was a Choi again.
Oh, Arthur, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Arthur, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I've tracked Arthur down. He's top of the bowling table, but...
It's tough sometimes for a tall, skinny Guilo.
Yeah, oh, well, you can't keep using your Guile card,
I do
mate.
my best.
No,
I use it all the time.
get your Guile card out.
Arthur, sorry for the 18th time.
What a podcast it's
It
been.
has been. Outs and ins and outs. So it's all happening. We've got our relegated sides. We've got our grand finals on Saturday this weekend. We've got Sunday Division 2 coming to conclusion. Premier League ongoing. Festival of Cricket down at KCC with the fan zone. It's going to be huge. As you said, 5 out of 7 games broadcast, either on Cricket Hong Kong or KCC Cricket.
Fantastic. There's going to be so much. If you're just getting around having to go to the shops or take your kids to sport or go watch them play cricket or whatever, you can still sit there on your phone, watch all the live action around Hong Kong this weekend.
Or even better, get out and watch it at the ground. That's it. Buschy, we're done. Episode 25. It's done. It's going to be released. Can't wait for it. This is the 8 for 52 podcast with Bodders and Buschy.
See ya.
The 8 for 52 theme song is The Coin Toss from the band The Duckworth-Lewis Method. Find them on Apple iTunes and YouTube and download that song and all their other cricket-related music.
The 8 for 52 podcast is written, produced and published by Matt Botfield and Aaron Bush for Trip Ahead Limited. Copyright 2024.
I think